The 2D canvas allows you to create and adjust the 2D overlay over your model in the AR app. This can include things like interactive buttons, images, labels, gauges, and more. In Vuforia Studio, you can toggle between the 2D and 3D canvases by navigating to this button. One important thing to do before starting your layout is to select the correct layout size for the intended device. When you click the drop-down menu, you can see all the potential devices and their respective screen sizes. The UI of your application will scale up or down depending on the device used, so it is important to keep this in mind when designing your 2D interface. You can also select between a vertical and horizontal orientation using the button here. This will also affect the positioning and scaling of 2D elements in your experience. To get started, we will create a simple layout with some text and interactive buttons to augment a model of a 3D printer. Firstly, to create the framework of the interface, we can use container widgets. For example, the panel and grid items are containers. They can be used for creating the structure of your interface and to group items within them. Containers help you to easily format and move other widgets around. The base layout contains 5 main panels, the top and bottom panels, and the 2D body consisting of a left, right, and center panel. They can be removed by selecting on the panel and clicking Remove. More panels can also be added onto the canvas by dragging and dropping the panel widget into where it's needed. The Grid Layout widget can also be used to format data and other widgets into a table format. In the Views menu tree, there will be a row and column item. If you want to add more rows, simply click on the row item and select Add Row. The same can be done for the column item. In the Properties panel for the selected column, you can set the alignment or the size of the column. The Justification sets the vertical position of the items within the column, and the alignment sets the horizontal position of the items. You can also set the padding, which determines how much margin to leave around items. For more specialized formatting, you can also set specific padding values to the column or row item to create a specific size. The pop-up widget can be used to display warnings, alerts, or collect user input. In the properties, you can adjust the size and select between a floating pop-up or modal pop-up. In this demonstration, we will create a simple interface that will work with the preloaded CAD model with animations. Firstly, we want to have a title to our experience. Drag and drop a grid layout widget into the top panel of the canvas. Drag and drop a label widget into the canvas. The contents of the label can be changed by adjusting the text settings. To edit the formatting of the text, you can specify a CSS class, which you can create in the application page of the Styles tab. You can use CSS to format and edit the appearance of any of your 2D widgets on the canvas. Here, we have customized the styling of our label and enabled the class Title Label. I can now navigate back to my 2D canvas, select the label, and change its class. And you can see that the font styling has been changed to match. We can then add some buttons to create some functionality within the application. Drag and drop a grid layout onto the bottom panel of the canvas. We want to have 2 buttons, so we will add 2 columns. There are various options for input buttons to choose from. For this demonstration, we will choose the Button widget. We will have one button labeled as Play and the other labeled as Stop. In the button pane, navigate to Click under Events. Click and hold to drag the arrow icon to your model and then drop. You will then see a pop-up asking which service from the model you want to bind the button to. We will select Play and click Bind. If an action is successfully bound to a widget property, the directional arrow will be bold. For more information on advanced bindings, see our other videos on the topic. You can also use images as icons. Instead of using a button widget, drag and drop an image widget instead. You will find many built-in icons for you to choose from. Otherwise, you can upload your own image. Depending on the input field, you can use either a pixel or percentage value. The percentage value will scale the widget relative to the size of the parent object. You can preview your experience to see how your interface looks with the 3D elements of your CAD model. When you are happy with your experience, you can publish it and check how it looks on your actual device. Now that you know how to build a UI for your AR experience, feel free to check out our other videos to learn more about using Vuforia Studio.